Join me as I explore 9 reasons why narcissists seldom learn from their mistakes. Number 5 explains a lot of their childish behaviors, while number 9 explains why being right is a hill they are prepared to die on. Deep-seated insecurity. Most narcissists struggle with deep-seated insecurity and fear being inadequate or unworthy, as well as being rejected or abandoned. Grandiose narcissists conceal their insecurities by acting confident and self-assured. Their motto is, "Look how great I am." While covert narcissists mask their insecurities by playing the victim. Their motto is, "I could have been great if it was not for X." Their insecurities and fears drive their need for constant admiration and validation, and a need to feel superior to others. They use external validation to prop up their self-worth and convince themselves that a flawless and superior being like them would never be abandoned or rejected. This need to appear perfect stops them from acknowledging their mistakes and shortcomings, which is often denied or attributed to external factors by them shifting the blame. 2 of their favorite phrases are, "Look at what you made me do," and "This is all your fault." This inability to recognize and accept their flaws and mistakes cause them to be unable to adjust their behaviors and learn from their mistakes. Their fear of appearing flawed essentially traps them in a cycle of repeating mistakes and all behaviors, as to admit they need to change is admitting that they are flawed, which often triggers the insecurities and abandonment fear. Compromised wisdom. Wisdom is having an understanding of life, people, yourself, and how your actions affect others and the world around you. It allows you to use information and past experiences to think ahead and see possible outcomes of your actions, as well as how other people's choices could impact your plans or choices and affect their outcome. Wisdom also allows you to incorporate the needs, desires, and emotions of others, as their choices could have a significant impact on the outcome of your choices and actions. Thus, empathy and the ability to understand other people and their motives form a large part of wisdom. Narcissists mostly don't care to understand other people and their needs or motives, nor do they look inside themselves to understand their own motives for their actions. They are then largely driven by emotions to satisfy their immediate needs and desires, making them often act on impulse without considering the needs and emotions or possible actions of others or the long-term consequences of their actions. Reacting on impulse or emotions also makes it hard for them to think and incorporate lessons from past actions, which makes them as wise as a dodo. Attention-seeking behavior. Some narcissists, especially covert narcissists who portray themselves as victims, intentionally screw their lives up with stupid decisions to attract attention, sympathy, and resources. When someone comes to their rescue, it makes them feel special and important. Getting attention, even if it's negative attention, makes them feel validated and alive. Some narcissists thrive on drama and will on purpose take actions to cause a fight. They will often push and push you until you snap, or do something you told them not to do, or that they promised they would not do again, just to rile you up. They may have grown up in a home where there were constant fighting and silence feels uncomfortable or even scary to them. The narcissist may also be bored and will take actions with the sole purpose of evoking reactions from others just because they are bored. This often causes the narcissist to repeat the same behaviors over and over because they get the narcissist the attention they need. This, however, causes the narcissist not to look at their behaviors and the negative consequences it creates and learn from it, as the narcissist does not want to change their behaviors, as they are working for the narcissist. They feed off other people's emotions and use other people to regulate their own emotions. Making other people emotional and lose control also makes the narcissist feel powerful and in control. A few narcissists aim to reaffirm their victim mentality. They will on purpose take action to stir anger in others so that they can turn around and claim to be the victim who everyone picks on. Even though they cause the drama, they may say, "I can never do anything right," or "You always have to find fault with me." Dissociation from past and future self. Some narcissists grapple with what's called chronic dissociation or temporal dissociation, a phenomenon where they struggle to see their past and future selves as interconnected parts of their identity. Instead, they perceive these selves as distinct individuals. As a result, they tend to live in the present moment, finding it challenging to consider events beyond their immediate needs. This tendency can lead them to attribute past failures to this separate past self, allowing them to distance themselves from any perceived flaws. They may argue that they are now smarter and superior, even if they haven't gained any new knowledge. This self-perceived superiority convinces them that their current plans are somehow better than those of their past self, even if the plans are identical. They might even dismiss evidence that their plans is the same, attributing any previous failures to their past selves' inadequacies. Their belief in their own charisma and superiority leads them to think that things will work out this time, despite past failures, as they believe they are now better equipped to succeed. Inability to update flawed thinking. Many of our beliefs and perspectives on life take shape during our early years, often solidified by the age of 7. However, these early beliefs can be flawed due to our limited understanding of the world at that time. A person who practices self-reflection and approaches life with humility tends to continually update their beliefs and perspectives as they encounter new information that challenges their existing ideas. However, both self-reflection and humility pose a challenge to a narcissist's inflated self-view and can trigger their underlying insecurities. Consequently, narcissists struggle to acknowledge their imperfections and adapt to changing beliefs or accept new knowledge. This resistance stems from their fear that accepting new ideas or admitting ignorance implies they are not flawless or that others might possess more knowledge than them, thus elevating others above the narcissist. This struggle hinders their personal growth and prevents narcissists from adapting to new situations, much like the dodo bird. Because of this, narcissists often cling to childhood beliefs and concepts that have become outdated in adulthood. These mental anchors inhibit their emotional and psychological process, leaving them emotionally stunted or fixated at a particular developmental stage. Essentially, in some aspects, they function like children in adult bodies, driven by emotions and immediate gratification, with limited capacity to consider others' needs or anticipate long-term consequences. This can lead to repetitive mistakes reminiscent of a child's thinking, while their adult actions might appear irrational or nonsensical. Viewing their behavior through the lens of a child's limited understanding of the world and self-centered perspective better explains the narcissist actions. Need to believe they are superior. Because narcissists need to maintain their belief in their superiority to mask their insecurities, it often prevents them from recognizing the flaws or shortcomings in their plans. It also causes them to overestimate their ability to lie convincingly. Their belief in their superiority makes it hard for them to consider or accept that others could be smarter than them, or that people could see through their lies. This causes them to take actions, even engaging in criminal activities, while assuming they can deceive everyone and talk themselves out of any consequences for their actions. Consequently, they persist in engaging in reckless or stupid behaviors, seemingly unable to learn from their mistakes. Each time they face consequences for their actions, they don't admit their actions were wrong or that they failed to lie convincingly, as that would clash with their image of being flawless and superior. Rather, they claim others are unfair, corrupt, or have it in for the narcissist. Impaired empathy. Empathy means being able to understand and share how other people feel, and also thinking about how your actions might impact them. But this is when narcissists struggle. They find it hard to step into someone else's shoes and often put themselves first. Their self-centeredness can lead them to prioritize their own desires, even if it hurts others. This can make them repeatedly choose between satisfying their own needs and doing something that would help others. Because their own needs usually come first, they might keep making choices that hurt you, even if they promise not to do so. Their strong drive to fulfill their own wants often outweighs their concern for others, so they usually act in ways that benefit themselves. Preservation of their image. Narcissists create a certain image of themselves that they believe will help them get what they want. They then show this image to the world. This could involve adapting a specific way of eating, speaking, walking, or even taking credit for others' achievements to boost their image. They do all this to shield themselves from their own insecurities and the fear that if people knew their true selves, they would be rejected. This leads to their self-image and personality being quite flexible. If something doesn't work for them, instead of examining their mistakes, they simply discard that aspect of their image and adopt a different one from someone they view as successful in that area. This behavior can make a narcissist seem like they're constantly changing on the outside, much like a chameleon, while their core beliefs and desires remain unchanged. Some narcissists might even cut ties with people close to them or relocate to another place if their carefully crafted image is at risk of being exposed. They would rather escape the situation than confront their flaws and insecurities. Therefore, despite appearances of changing jobs, clothing, hairstyles, or overall appearance, they often continue making the same or similar mistakes repeatedly as their core beliefs do not change. To them, maintaining their image of perfection takes precedence over all else in life, causing them not to be able to admit to themselves that they are flawed. Selective perception and confirmation bias. Narcissists engage in selective perception, focusing solely on information that aligns with their existing beliefs, while disregarding any evidence that challenges their self-perceived flawlessness. This confirmation bias serves to reinforce their sense of superiority and hinders their ability to consider different viewpoints or admit to their mistakes. As they only pay attention to information that supports their convictions of being right, they often shut out others' opinions and even dismiss knowledge from experts who caution them about potential failures. In some cases, narcissists may come across as know-it-alls, proclaiming expertise in all areas of life. This behavior can lead narcissists to become fixated on their plans. The more their plan is proven flawed by others or life experiences, the more determined they become to prove themselves right. They may tie their ego and very identity to the success of their plan, persisting in repeating the same strategy even if it costs them their wealth, disrupts lives, or puts their own well-being at risk. The need to validate their beliefs become a matter of utmost importance, and they will persist against all odds to the point of self-destruction. Thus, they would rather die trying to prove themselves right than admit their plan or strategy is flawed. Learn more about narcissism by watching the amazing video suggested to you right now.